Good day, guys. Welcome to Hardened Edge Podcast with me, Dean Ash. Got a very special guest. Thank you, Idan Abolnik, for joining us. Guys, today we're going to be discussing self-defense. We have a massive problem globally with crime, and there's nobody better to discuss this subject on an intense level other than Idan Abolnik. Idan, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
Idan, the world is in crisis. We have issues globally. People point directions at third world countries only, but we know globally there are issues: knife crime, gun crime, murders, rape, kidnap. The list is endless. Give us a small rundown, firstly, on you as a person, your background, and then we can come on to the serious business.
Okay, so my name is Idan Abolnik. I Israeli. I serve in the one of the top elite infantry unit called Golani, the called Golani Warriors. I serve in the First Lebanon War, the front line, done many missions inside Lebanon, be always the LMG. After that, I've been joined to a special team, anti-rocket team, anti-tank, team, basically ambush heavy vehicle and tanks and other. Done a lot of things in the West Bank, operational inside Israel, a lot of urban warfare, a lot of arresting high-risk terrorism. After that, I joined to the cross protection team in Israel, done many cross protection projects, protect ministers, diplomatic personnel, and other things. Then I done a lot of security projects the world. If it's anti-piracy, I be a team leader in anti-piracy team, done cross protection. And in 2003, I arrived to South Africa, and all glory to God, this is where I started Kalah. Today I'm traveling around the world, over 30 countries, end-to-end combat tactical training for special forces, law enforcement, Israeli, German, French, UK, Brazil, Netherlands, Germany, Romania, name it. And yeah, and here we are.
Please don't forget to share, like, follow, and subscribe. So, Idan, coming to, for people that don't know what Kalah Combat is, a high-level self-defense combat system. Firstly, tell us a little bit about Kalah Combat, what it is, and secondly, what was the reason you created the system?
Okay, so for me, Kalah again, like I said, it's a gift from God. I started this in 2003 when I arrived to South Africa. Yeah, like I said before, all my background training, it's in Israel, in the military, in the security services. And of course, there we done Krav Maga. For people not familiar with the Krav Maga, it's the official Israeli end-to-end combat system. And here I already start to have some issue, a problem to see something is not realistic, what they teach us when it's come to knife defense or gun defense, or in my close protection course in Israel when they teach us how to defend the VIP if somebody attack him with the knife from the front and from the back. So this is already start to make me like something missing. And then, I always be the guy little bit, let's say, challenging there, and I see people, the instructor not happy with that. So I realized something is missing, the realism, the reality. And I think, thank to God, this will be my journey to bring something more realistic, something more effective, not perfect, but more effective and more suitable. Real worst case scenarios can happen to me, to you, to a lady, to a special forces, to a doctor, to anyone, and to have something more realistic and of course more reality training. It's be like almost like evolution for me, like violence. You can't say I want to train against violence, but I don't want violence in the training. So this is exactly what Kalah.
So, Idan, the Kalah, discussing the subject, what are the core principles and why is it considered one of the most brutal self-defense systems now in the world?
Okay, this is of course again all glory to God to that. I think what makes Kalah unique or realistic, I think, is the realism of the training. And when I say realism, everybody say, yeah, I'm realistic, I'm training, people don't know what realism is. People come do Kalah, different background, police officer, MMA, bouncers, everybody finish with the tears out. Not because of the physical, also emotional. I think Kalah is the only system also emphasize what is to defend yourself when you are so emotional, and now you can maybe lose one of your family member, or now the attacker say to you, I go to rape your, God forbid, your wife in front of you 15 times, and you have somebody point a gun at you in 3 meters, and you cannot do nothing, and you still need to be able to communicate and to convince the attacker to do other things beside to rape your wife, maybe to take the attention on you, and maybe to start to talk about belonging. So Kalah, I think, is the only system also to teach how to communicate under stress, the emotional stress, physical stress, and of course, when we start to basically go for defense, the resistance we give are so realistic, okay? And you know that, my brother. When we say rock and roll, we have the word rock and roll is rock and roll, we know. And I think the Kalah, you can't bring your ego into the training. It's also something Kalah bring you very quickly down to earth if you bring your ego or something like that. And I think Kalah is also, I think, teach you your boundaries. Don't think you better from the attacker. Don't think you stronger from the attacker. Attacker 50 kilo with a knife on his hand and cocaine or LSD, you can be the biggest, sorry for my language, motherfucker, MMA fighter, whatever, 20 steps ahead of you. He's under drugs with a weapon on his hand, and he's willing to kill you no matter what. Do you understand what fight you're going into? So I think Kalah is the only system, and I'm not saying we're perfect, we're only concentrating to train worst case scenarios. And I think not other systems do it. If it's a grab, it's not a grab, and it's only a grab. It's a grab, and then suddenly he pull a knife. It's a choke, and then he pull a gun, and so on and so on.
Idan, in real life violent encounters, what are the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to defending themselves, do you think?
I think, first of all, if you ask me, it's the ego. People today, are very, they want to prove a point in the street. They're walking with the girlfriend, and they're walking with the wife, and maybe the confrontation start only with, by mistake, pushing, or somebody just swear at him, and the guy want to play the big guy, the tough guy, and then people are not even think what can happen if you go to release a punch towards him and it's no knockout, and then he pulls some knife or a screwdriver and he just basically give you 15 to 20 steps. Or in South Africa, road rage, people there coming out from the car, the guy push him, you know what you done to my car, he pulled the gun, release magazine. So people are very short fuse in a sense, come, I'll show you what I can do. And I think in Kalah, we teach everyone, don't go to a fight. If you can say, please, I don't want to fight, it's that. Maybe only this move when you say to somebody, I'm sorry, I don't want to fight.
Then how does Kalah Combat prepare people, civilians, law enforcement, and military for real life violence?
Okay, I think what we concentrating in Kalah is, first of all, not to take the realism. No matter if I'm training now law enforcement, okay, I cannot take the realism of to say to the law enforcement, listen, okay, you always go to win, and you're going into the room and you go to shoot the terrorist first, so you always bring the realism, you always bring the worst case scenarios. So if I'm training like law enforcement, I will bring the worst case scenarios. It will feel in the training like in the battlefield, like he's shooting and he don't hit the target. Why? Because I'm just pushing from behind and I hit his head, and then I said to his partner, you dead, and I put like fake blood on him and flashlight and stun grenade, just to make it completely confused to him. So I need to build his mindset. This is very important, mindset, and also to build your emotion. People don't understand how much emotion goes through when you facing death. What I can say? I cannot say, a soldier going to the battlefield, he smell death. As civilians go to the street and somebody start to stabbing him, you're already in one leg in the grave. And my job is to always remind law enforcement, civilians, military, police, women, the reality. I think this is how we prepare. And also people need to understand, specifically civilians, Not always you can react. You need to recognize opportunity under stress. So if we take a Kalah training, how much time in Kalah like we grab, okay, we grab, am I right? And let's say I'm grabbing you in these hands now, I have like a gun far away from you, okay? I can now grab you with this hand and can slap you in your face. And now because you get slapped in the face, your emotion go out and you want to punch me, but hey, my man, I have a gun here, you know, boom, okay? Or I have a knife now. So this is how we prepare. We work a lot of the emotional, mental, okay, of course, physical, and also we keep it simple. Kalah based maybe 4 or 5 principles. That's all. On different situation, grab, knife, gun, machete, rifle. Because under stress, the brain cannot remember 110,000 techniques. The brain always return back to basic, to foundation.
Idan, while we're on the subject of trauma and violence, can you share any violent experiences you have had in life, in work, in the battlefield with us, please?
Of course. So I will share two stories because I think it will give idea for people how you can solve problem without violence, just with talk. And another story I will share when I don't have a choice and I use to defend myself. So I will start in South Africa. I drive with Michael, and we see two people. One guy holding a baseball bat, and the other guy holding like a, I don't want to lie, like a car battery. And I can see they're going to smash each other, okay? But they're also like living in the street. So I said to Michael, we're stopping, I just put your arms up, and I can see being nervous. I said, don't worry, I got to solve this. Nobody got to be injured. Michael can be evidence for that. So we stop, and before they smash each other, I just put the arms and I shout, hey guys, hey guys. And they're looking at me, and I say, do you want 100 rand? I give you 100 rand, and you give you a 100 rand. And they, yes. I say, okay, but my condition? Yeah, what's the condition? You give me the baseball bat, you give me the battery, the car battery, and I give you 100 rand and 100 rand. Okay? And you go to do a hug. You not go to it's not worth it. I finish this in 10 seconds. They give me the battery, this, 100, they hug each other, they're walking. Everybody happy, 100%. I remember Michael, when we drove, he said, Michael said to me in the car, Idan, you left me in a shock. So I thought now we're going for a fight. You show me another side. I said, of course, Michael. We always need to see if we have other solution before we going in. This is a one good situation. Another situation, I'm not proud on that. I must to say, I'm not proud on that. I remember one time I've been in the gym, okay, and it's been a bad day for me, okay. I can tell 3 stories, maybe it's better. Yeah,
Of course, yeah.
I've been in the gym, and it's been a bad day for me, really. I go with Etienne in that time, okay? And Etienne say, okay, then I'm going to the treadmill to run. And say, okay, I see a punching bag. I say, Etienne, I go to hit the punching bag because I just want to, take frustration. And I just hit the punching bag like, anything, open, slap the bag, punching, elbows. Then somebody come next to me, like tall guy, South Africa. Guy, he's come like that. He said to me, what is these punches, I promise you I count to 10. I said, I just start to learn self-defense. I'm beginner. I'm just, okay. So he left and he come back and he said to me, I want to fight you. And it's be a bad day for me, Dean. It's be a really bad day. The moment he said to me, he want to fight me, I could take my bag and just to go, to avoid it. Okay? This is, bad day. And I said to him, you want to fight me? I said to him, are you sure? He said, yes. I said, okay, let's fight. This is, when something locked here for me, it's very difficult for me to unlock it. This is the most negative thing in my, as a person. Okay, so I take my bag, he walking, and the moment he start to walk, I swear to God, 2 people join him. And I realize I'm going 3-on-1 because they talk Afrikaan, and I realize I'm going 3-on-1. Automatically, I focus and I knew the guy approached me, he's the leader. I said to myself in my heart, no matter what, I'm jumping on the leader. That's it, I'm locked. So where he take me, I thought we're going out from the gym. He don't take me out from the gym. He take me to the studio because it's be empty. Okay? I cannot forget it. He take his t-shirt off. You can see the MMA or you know. My brother, I just put it like that. The moment he start to move, I close myself, I go in. I caught his center body, center body, and I catch his neck. From the center body, I catch his neck, I pull him down. I don't want to lie to you. I take my finger into his jaw, and I open the jaw. My brother. I open the jaw. I can hear the noise, and I start just boom, elbow, and I control the other arms, and I just go for
Switch.
And then after I don't remember, I start to feel a little bit pain in the back. So I thought it's the people jumping at me. In the meantime, it's Etienne with the weight. You know weight? You know this weight?
Yeah.
Hit me in the back. Because apparently people try to separate, and I'm locked on him. And the manager start to shout. So Etienne come and realize what's happening. He take the weight. And I don't realize the other two people come with him the moment I put him on the floor, and they run away. They leave him alone. The guy finished in ICU. Ambulance come to the gym, Planet Fitness gym. Thank God the manager see everything on the camera. I don't start the fight.
Yeah.
And I felt shit with myself. I don't want to lie to you, for 2 months, because I knew it. What I done, I could avoid it if I take my bag and just go. Okay, so this is a one, and another one. Of course, little bit in the army in Lebanon. Another when it is also when you show you just human being, when you're fighting and you're moving towards your enemy, etc. And I remember it's be dry day, hot, not wind, nothing. When you have dry, no wind, And when we fight, I remember a rocket flying to my head. A rocket. It's like anti-tank rockets. This rocket is not fly to my head. Again, I believe in God. I don't know how. Don't ask me. The rocket fly to you and just move 1 millimeter from your head. It's like touch your side of your head. 150 meters behind me. Boom. Big explode. And I have so many other. But yeah, so I have different experience, and I have a knife in my hands. I defend myself against knife. It's also something people understand. I get stabbed, okay? To get stabbed is not funny at all. But the moment you have a control, it's better to get 1 step and not 20 or 25 steps. And that's it. We are just human beings.
Idan, in your story, you mentioned the big guy that you fought with. That comes to my next question. Can anyone, regardless of size or strength or background, become a highly effective self-defense combat instructor?
A real combat instructor or not? Or commercial? It's a good question. To become instructor or to learn self-defense, a real self-defense. If you want to become instructor, or just if you train real, it's very, very, very hard. Very hard. Today people get certificate like a fresh bread, online instructor. Here we go. What? Krav Maga, black belts. Here we go. Yes. Today the industry is full of illusion and lots of like a fresh bread, quick. But to be a good instructor, to teach is a hard job. First of all, to qualify, you need to go through hard training. I believe every instructor goes through hard training. When he teach, he will feel more responsibility and more care about the student from the heart. Okay? So yeah, you can be a woman and to be instructor, a man, but you need to go through, let's say, tough, hard course. You can't just typical instructor course in commercial Krav Maga self-defense, do 50 push-up, 100 pull-ups, do spring, and then you show techniques like I don't know what. That is not help to no one. So my answer to your question, yes, women and men can be instructors, but it depends what is for you to instruct. How you see yourself as an instructor. Do you see yourself as a businessman to put money in your pockets? Then you can't teach hard, solid self-defense. But if you care about the student and you know what is violence out there, then you don't have other way to teach. Then it's much more difficult.
Idan, with Kalah Combat, you're training people all across the world. The system has grown. High level, special forces, police, military, farmers, paramedics, pilots. Do you alter the training for police, farmers? I mean, to a certain degree, but do you change the level, intensity of the training to accommodate people when you're training and teaching color?
No, I'm not accommodating people. I accommodate reality. I can't accommodate people. I can't accommodate to the comfort. I accommodate reality. In fact, when I train civilians, I say to civilians, when it comes to self-defense, hand-to-hand combat, you need to train harder from special forces, from law enforcement, from police. They say, why? I say, what does it mean why? Police, law enforcement have his protection gear, vest, rifle, light gun. He have his brother in arms. They never won. Okay? So if he struggles, his brother will come and help him. You by yourself, Mr. Civilians, you don't have anything on you. Nothing. Yeah, nothing. You have God and your hand to hand. But good example, if I have a law enforcement guy and I teach him, let's say knife defense, I will teach him to go in, get control, yeah, okay, give 1, 2, 3 strike, get out, pull your gun or rifle.
So done.
No, done. But civilians, I can't teach him, okay, go in, give one going and run. Because you give one going, the attacker like pretend he going to the floor, you run, you make him more loco because they're under drugs, he run behind you, you look back, you're losing balance, you're falling on the floor. That's it, you're like a fruit salad, my man. Tack, 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 tack. Game over. That's it. So for me, civilians need to train harder when it comes to self-defense. Absolutely.
Idan, what's the one thing you wish everyone knew about defending themselves?
I wish, only one thing I will wish, when people take self-defense seriously. This is, if this wish come true by grace of God, the self-defense industry got to be better. If people take self-defense seriously, if the people understand the word self-defense, self-defense, you by yourself to defend yourself against one person, two people with knife, two people with gun, and also I will wish in the same, maybe another wish, when people understand you are the last circle of defense for your family. If you fail in your defense and you with your family as a civilian, it's a game over to everyone. And if you think about that, you should to take self-defense seriously. Not the Mickey Mouse training, I will block and punch, I will kick, and everybody, you see a knife, run away. You see, run away. Run away where? If I'm with my family, where you want to run? How I can run? To leave my family? If I'm in the club or in the nightclub, 100 people, somebody already stabbed me, and I'm in the confined place, where I go to run? So take it. The main wish, if people take self-defense seriously. That's all.
Idan, do you think everybody should have some kind of self-defense knowledge? Everybody, from kids, women, men, besides high-level people like military?
Absolutely. The world becoming a war zone. The world becoming a war zone. Everybody care to have insurance on the car, on the house. Today, how the world are moving, go learn self-defense, proper self-defense. If you are a woman, a teacher, a doctor, I don't care. Go learn self-defense. Because sometimes people are so naive. If they come to me, I'm just going to comply. I will give him the money. I will give him the wallet and we will leave him. And he will leave me. Sorry. No. It's not like that anymore. Go learn proper self-defense. Absolutely.
Idan, you've trained thousands of people, are there any success stories linked to people that you have trained using the Kalah Combat system?
I say, look at what I'm saying. I say, unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately. Because I'm not wishing to no one to be attacked. So we have a Chris our instructor in South Africa protect his family, survive against 2 people. One want to shoot his face, one want to stab him. Another, our instructor in Cape Town, walking with his girlfriend in a hike. So Cape Town, Somerset West is close to Cape Town. On a hike, 2 people with machete. Machete is panga, is a long knife, Okay, defend himself and his girlfriend, both of them fighting. They throw them from the cliff. It's a true story. It's on the newspaper. Okay, you can see the student, our instructor drive himself to the hospital because he get cut here. We have a woman fighting, a farmer's woman fighting against 8 people with axe, knife, a machete want to rape her. She don't get a rape. She finished in hospital, but they not managed to rape her. We have a guy in also Somerset West with CCTV footage. 3 people go to his house, 1 gun, two people with the knife. He surround the gun. He managed to protect himself, shoot all of them in the leg because he'd be injured. So of course his shooting cannot be accurate as they want to. It's also be rain and in the night. We have, of course, in the combat side, we have people are trained, security forces in South Africa, going to the battlefield against hijacker, fire exchange, okay, take the bad guy down in a proper manner in the way we teach in Kalah, and the list is unfortunately the list is quite long, but yeah, we have, and I'm sure these stories are more than enough.
Hey Dan, this is not a question, I'm not sure, but people always ask me, what is it worse, to have somebody attack you with a knife, with a gun, with a machete? Obviously there's variables, but just a question that people do ask.
Okay, a lot of people are more scared from a knife. People say, I'm scared more from a knife from the gun. I can tell you, Chris can vote for that because he be attacked with a gun and a knife. He say, Dan, the moment the shot come off to my face, he move his face nicely, outline of fire, you have the scar here, okay? He said when the shot come off and the other guy stabbing him, he realized how both of them are scary. Both of them are brutal, okay? So people say knife it's more scary from the gun. Nonsense. If somebody is shooting at you and you get a shot, is not less painful or less danger with the knife, okay? People say, yeah, but knife it's more faster. Can come, a guy with a gun start to shoot in that way, can put bullets in all over your body. So I always say, treat both of the weapon, cold weapon and hot weapon, in the same respect and be fear both of them equally.
Hey Dan, can you give some tips? I mean, obviously every country's got its different issues. South Africa, we know the crime is high there. The difference, I do believe, with South Africans, they're aware of the crime and they don't live in a bubble like we have in the UK and other countries where everyone lives in this bubble thinking, as you mentioned, it'll never happen to them. Any tips for people going out, being out at night, coming, getting off the tube, off the train? Any basic tips that you could suggest people could be aware of, make themselves safer?
Yeah, of course. So first of all, awareness. Awareness is number one. Everybody talk about awareness. Okay, be a little bit sensitive. Who is next to you? Who is around you? Okay. If you're on the train, don't let's say be against the wall and all the people, in front of you, because if somebody pull a knife or a gun, your evacuation got to be very slow. So try to be not against the wall. Of course, try not to be in the middle of the crowd. If you can find something more, less people around you. If you can, in your train, on the bus, if you can find yourself in a place when you can be closest to the exit door, if you need to break the door or to open the door or something like that, specifically if the train is already stopped or something like that. So this is one thing. Be responsible. Don't think you can be drunk and responsible. So if you want to enjoy the night, but don't be drunk and piss and then, you can't defend yourself anyway. Or a woman, I want to drink and then, I get raped and of course, be responsible. You can't be aware on your awareness when you're drunk or you take a drug. So it's start with you, first of all. If you walk, everybody walk today with a cell phone. Look around you. time to time check your back, who is behind you, So yeah, take your face a little bit up and look around you. Only that can make a big difference. Yeah, of course, you want to join yourself, you want to go to a nightclub, to a bar, drink be responsible how you're drinking. If you're in the bar, try not to stay too much drinking your beer in the bar when people behind you, 50 people behind you. Take your beer, go outside, sit in more comfortable area. I always recommend if you go to a restaurant or even a bar or discotheque, try to be more in the corners and not in the center, because attacker always, when they see mass of people, this is where they go first. No matter if it's a knife or active shooter or something like that. So stay more in the corner, better. See where's the emergency exit, every restaurant or nightclub. Okay, so every time you go into a restaurant or nightclub, look where's your emergency exit. It saves life. Okay, see where you can evacuate. And of course, don't think this is enough. Go to learn self-defense, because you all fail in awareness, all of us. So you cannot say, okay, I'm only going to be aware and I don't need self-defense. So it's a puzzle. You need both.
Hey, Dan, there's a lot of resistance, especially from combat fighters, against self-defense systems, because you get MMA fighters, or they say, if I get into a fight, I'll kick the person, elbow them, use the stuff they use in their technique training. What's your opinion on that? Because Kalah Combat is a principle-based system. There's a lot of resistance from these guys, and your opinion.
Okay, so first of all, I think the MMA industry or the combat sport industry, I understand why it's a little bit look on self-defense, little bit something so inefficient, and that training is more efficient, because let's admit it, most of self-defense training are Mickey Mouse. So if I'm training MMA and I'm going to training and I train hard and I'm sparring hard and I go for fight and I finish with the blue eyes, broken nose or broken arms or broken ribs. So of course, when I see this joke of self-defense out there, then of course I go to feel they are better prepared. Okay. But that being said, unfortunately, it's a different to fight against someone when he's fighting the same way you fight. So if I'm going to MMA fight, okay, he can use kicking, punching, grappling, okay, and that's it. This is where it finished, okay. He cannot pull a knife or a gun in the middle of the fight. And we all start with the point of ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, go. Okay, it's completely different way of fighting. People MMA not understand, when I'm in the street, I'm fighting already from underdog situation. I already get 2 punches or 4 because I don't see what's coming. I don't know why, or already I get 2-3 steps and I need to overcome it. It's completely different ball game. It's completely different story. Okay, so MMA guy, you need to look on reality. We have a 2 UFC guy 2 years ago, being kept out, yeah? And UFC, they be, fighter. They've been a gunpoint. You can find it also on Google, on the internet. They've been a gunpoint, and they admit, we don't know what to do. They say, we don't know what to do. We have a guy, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, BJJ. God bless his soul. He be in the fight in the nightclub. Boom, get shot. Because you want to take him to the ground and so on. So I don't say Kalah is a bulletproof. Absolutely not. Kalah, I think Kalah, or real self-defense, is his tragedy of defending is better from MMA fighter, because the strategy of a real self-defense, you always think about you have a weapon. Okay, in Kalah we always think, okay, you have a weapon. In MMA, when you go to the street, you don't think about you have a weapon. I will give him one jab or one straight punch, I will knock him out. This is what they're saying. And they're not fighting a guy, when they go to the ring, the opponent is not in LSD or cocaine. You understand that? So this is what my opinion about these topics, about this MMA and combat sport.
Well, Idan, with that in mind, civilian people as well, when you speak to them, I'll just give them a punch or a kick, etc. Then, are you happy to share what are the principles of Kalah Combat? Because there's only 5 principles which are very effective. There's stand ups, lay down. Obviously, there's a few changes with knife, machete, gun. Are you happy to share the principles with us, please?
Yeah, first of all, that principle we say, first of all, pray to God. Second, protect your fatal point, arteries, heart, okay, livers, okay. And when you decide to go in or you don't have a choice, first of all, find the control, arm control. Kalah is very much on arm control because most of the people, the moment you control the arms, okay, they don't know how to fight in a close range, okay? Okay? We know how to fight in a close range because we, in Kalah, we use a lot of headbutting, biting, groin, okay? And we also know how to maintain control. In Kalah, we have a way of maintaining control all the time, even if I want to start to give striking. So control, Kalah is very much into control. Control if I'm in stand-up position, knee position, ground, okay? And a lot of damage after control, a lot of damage, like animals, okay? Because we don't want to punish the attacker, we want to survive, okay? This is why we're going for this surviving mode, okay? If somebody put a knife on my throat and I say I don't want to fight, and he's still pushing me, okay? And he start to tell me I will do this to your wife or to your child, I don't have a choice. I'm not going to now to play with the guy. So it's all about surviving. And again, what's nice about Kalah, or glory to God, because God take me to a journey. When Kalah started, it'd be 1,000 techniques. If somebody come with the gun, you do this. If you do with the knife, you do that. Today, Kalah it's come to five techniques. Okay, we have control on the arms from inside, control from outside. Okay, no matter if you stand up on the knee on the ground, same principle. Sometimes we have a headlock. Okay, and sometimes we like to go behind the attacker, okay, like around him, and basically catch his balls, okay, and take him down and maintain control there. So I think the principle of Kalah are very basic, very gross motor skill. We don't have all this wrist lock and elbow lock and ears lock and eye lock and everybody have, I don't know, 1,000 techniques, okay? And I think, yeah, and this is the principle. And always, if somebody catch you by surprise, put a knife, put a gun, never think you will be able to react quick as possible, because when somebody come close to you, he's ready for any move you will do. So we say, first of all, say, I don't want to fight. Okay? I don't want to fight. Communicate, because the moment you communicate with the attacker and he respond to you, okay, then it's good, because if he respond to me, he listen to me. And if he listen to me, okay, maybe because he listened to me and he's not concentrating on the gun too much or on the knife too much, now I can respond. So this is basically more or less the principle.
And when it comes to self-defense, people always say there are limits on what they can do. You mentioned one of the principles is damage. Can you elaborate what is damage and to what level do you create damage if somebody's trying to threaten your life or your wife or your kids?
Okay, so this is a good question. It also depends on the scenarios, okay? So I give few scenarios for you to understand what I mean damage. If it's me, only me, my family not next to me, okay? Not next to me. And let's say I'm going to, the guy, want to punch me, just, So I will defend myself until I can put the guy on the ground, okay? And I manage to maintain control on him, okay? Take his t-shirt up just to make sure he don't have any other weapon, especially in South Africa, because I don't want to go to the fence, put him on the floor, throw him and go away, and then he pull a gun and start to pump me, okay? So I want to make sure I managed to put him on the ground, but I managed to have some form of control on him when I can take just the t-shirt up quickly to make sure he don't have a threat, like a hot weapon, close by to use me when I'm evacuated. So this is one. Second, if I'm with my family and he attack me with a cold or hot weapon, I will defend myself. It also depends. If, God forbid, I am with my family and he start to stab my wife or my child, and I know my wife and my child in a bad condition, fight here in legal way. I need to fight here and still I can stop the bleed to my loved one. So I need to do whatever I need to do to make sure he's not a threat for me anymore. Whatever I need to do. Whatever I need to do. I'm sorry to say that. If he attack me with the knife and I control and I manage the knife fall, I'm going to say the truth. I will take the knife and I will kill him. Because I have now a baby or a child, I need to save his life. I can't give my back to stop the bleed and he's still in condition to attack me again. So it all depends. So what we teach in Kalah, don't choose the violence or your training just because you can. You need to understand the situation you are, the environment you are, the level of resistance you are, and work according to that. So people think in Kalah we just kill each other, kill him. No, okay? How much time I say in the training, if somebody grab me, and I say, and he give me one clip, bam, and I can say, okay, I'm sorry, and he leave me, I will not engage. This is also what the powerful of Kalah. Our student can get a hit, bam, or this, and still hold themselves. It's a powerful tool to manage to get and to hold. Because maybe it's only one clip and leave me alone. And it's one clip and I open my eyes, but his friends are 2 meters with a gun, so I can't do nothing. So this is my answer to your question about, how I go, what level of intensity I will use.
Then the world, I don't know, things are getting worse. So where are you going with Kalah? I know you've taken it globally, trying to expand it, like something I believe everybody should know, some kind of self-defense training, just in case, because we never know when something will happen. And if something does happen, like people say, I don't need self-defense training, nothing will ever happen. But if something happens, you may only have one chance in your life, or maybe your life is gone. Where are you going with Kalah? What's your plan?
I think the plan of Kalah is to train more and more and more against weapons. No matter if you're in the UK or in Switzerland or in Antarctica, I don't know. Today, weapons, especially cold weapons. Stabbing today in Europe, it's even more from South Africa. Stabbing today, knife attack or knife crime or terrorism. So more weapon training, more weapon, okay? More weapons how to defend against knife. And I think what Kalah start to emphasize in the training is like, we combine a lot of like, okay, grab defense. You start your grab defense, pull a knife. You stop the grab defense, somebody jump from the back with the knife. So I think this is where I see Kalah going into more of dealing with weapon and also more dealing, unfortunately, even more difficult with multiple attacks. And because the world become more violent and we cannot ignore it.
Dan, to rewind slightly, you mentioned shouting. Some people also say they'll use shouting as a defense mechanism. Now, I think there's two sides to that. It can save your life, but it can also get you into trouble. What's your opinion on shouting, screaming, becoming hysterical?
Okay, so this is exactly, we return back to if you can handle the situation mentally and emotionally. So somebody, okay, let's say somebody get panic. This is called panicking. I'm shouting, okay? So I put a knife on your throat. I just want to mag you, let's say, just want you. And you start to shout, okay? And I tell you, keep quiet. And you continue shouting. I will cut you. I will stab you. Because you don't know how to control your panic and your emotion, okay? Shouting, or people teaching like, if attacker come close to you, just shout, stop. You're teaching some defense. Stop, because they say if you say stop and you shout stop, the attacker will get the fight and will stop. Okay, I think you will do the opposite effect. I think you will make the attacker more crazy. So, or he will come much more aggressive towards you, or he come more aggressive to you with a weapon. Okay, and it can be game over. All this shouting and all these things you need to teach your student. Don't shout. Don't command. Because if somebody come to you closer and you have a weapon, the boss now is the attacker. You need to play the victim. You need to learn to listen what he say. Yeah? And pray to God and control your emotion. That's all. I think people are very fascinating with speed. People love speed, People like to see somebody point a gun. He like do, The gun is out. Amazing, People see somebody come with the knife, they hit the part of the wrist here and the part of the forearms, chick, and people love it because first of all, it's look fascinating. I must to say that I call this the pink reality. It's pink. It's look good. It's beautiful. It's not take a effort, and people even argue, yeah, it can work. I agree, it can work. It can work on somebody holds the gun like very soft. It can work on a guy hold the knife very soft. It can work on the attacker is drunk and he don't know what he's doing. It can work. Okay, but what you training for? You training for this light, easy situation, or you training against worst case scenarios? Because if you face worst case scenarios and somebody holds a gun like his gun almost like melting to his hands, and you try to do all these things, or the same with the knife, and you dead. So this is the problem of society. Society want to train against easy attacker. Okay, easy attacker. They don't want to train worst case scenarios. Okay, worst case scenarios. All these, I don't know, chopping scissors move, and all this hold the barrel and punch him, and all these things is out from the window. But again, the influence of movies, the influence of martial art are affecting people, and they say, no, I want to learn this. How much time in my time teaching self-defense? I remember when the movie come, what it's called, Born Identity. I don't want to lie to you. How many people come to me that say they want to learn this art in the movie? What art? No, Born Identity, use Krav Maga, looking at the people and you just laugh. So yeah, this is the problem.
Then last question, how do you get into somebody's head when you're teaching, training students or all the departments you train? It's important to work on the mindset. It's like, doesn't matter how skillful you are, if you can't control your mind, assess the situation, it means you can lose and die because of that. How do you get into your student's mind?
Okay, so first of all, I want to say something. In South Africa, we have a student, unfortunately, be affected by crime. Okay, men and women. It's amazing. All the people be affected by crime do Kalah. I don't need even to convince them. I don't even to tell them why we train like that. Because they be there, they done that, they failed that, and they understand this is the way. And that is amazing. I must say it's amazing. When I have a woman coming train and she be raped already or she be in a gunpoint, I don't need to explain to her. You understand that? But you have a people come, and they have ideas they're coming now for cool, funny stuff. So I must to show them CCTV footage of violence. Look what is violence. Look what you're asking. Look what you're asking me to teach you to protect against. Look the violence, okay? Because it's easy to find these videos. Look, she give him a kick to the groin and he's down. Okay, how many videos like that you can find? 1, 2, 3. Any video you can find about a woman or a man kick to the groin to the attacker, he down. And any video you can find, I can find 20 videos, is not work. Do you understand? So I showed to people what is reality. Look what is a knife attack. Look what is a gunpoint. Look what is a bar fight. Okay? Look how they start to punch each other and then the guy pull a knife and open his artery. Okay? Look what is kidnapping. And then you see from smiling, people start to, okay, they start to be serious. And I tell you the truth. Some people after they see the videos, they say, no, I don't want to see that. Okay, so I said, then it's not for you. Take your bag, go somewhere else. Or some people see that, and then you see they become serious, and then they say to you, I don't realize this is violence. Welcome to the real world.
Dan, I want to thank you for your time, but any message to the world, to the people, seeing things are, not everyone sees it from your perspective, or should I say from my perspective. Any message to the people before we close this down?
Yeah, my brother, I want to say to people, be respectful for each other. Don't be a short fuse. Respect other, even if the other person is shouting at you or swear at you. Stay humble, count to 10, okay? Pray to God, say I don't want to fight. Don't be quick to jump into a fight. because you never know what surprise you got to have from the attacker. You never know what you have under the t-shirt, if it's a knife or a screwdriver or a gun, okay, or his friend in the corner with a baseball bat, and you don't see that. So just calm down, walk normally. Don't walk like a Rambo. Don't look for a fight. You want to go nice evening to enjoy your time with your wife, your girlfriend. Just enjoy the evening, just respect. And if somebody bump you by mistake, don't show your Rambo mentality in front of your wife or your girlfriend. Believe me, your wife and your girlfriend will appreciate you if you bump and you say, sorry, I don't mean it, excuse me. Okay, be humble and pray. Pray for the world. The world need to pray. Definitely. You need to pray for the world. And that's it. And again, few last things. If you decide to learn any self-defense system, take it seriously. If you see the school don't take seriously the training, take your bag, leave, okay, and find something more appropriate. That's all. And God bless you all.
Guys, please don't forget to share, like, follow, and subscribe. Idan, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
My
A
pleasure.
lot of valuable information there. Yeah, people, thanks for watching. God bless you all. Take care. Be kind to
God
one
bless
another.
you. Thank you.